Welcome back, folks. Today I'm in the European server and I'm going to play maybe some casual, maybe some ranked games using a new deck I'm trying out that uses Unstable Gold to put a break on the early zoo. It's not that big a break, but maybe it's enough. And with that, we have added Acolyte of Pain. It's not a real conventional deck. Many of the superstars are there, but we tweaked around. And let's see what happens.
Malfurion versus Anduin. The light shall
Well,
bring
this is not a very good matchup. Usually because we have so many cards that are 3 and 2 power, and Priest can easily remove them. And this seems like a really slow start, which is really bad for us. And we all know that Priest is probably the least played class, but still, when it manages to catch up, it's really annoying. Like right now. So, do I Wrath that back to... If I get that... Sorry. I was thinking about putting it at 4 health, so I can take it out with the Druid next turn. Using the Wrath, I'll be spending a card for nothing, almost. Okay, I'll be okay with that.
Take heart. The Earth Mother is near.
So I don't see any point in damaging that. So I'll be playing Belcher and attack. If he wants to try and remove this with the circle of healing, I think I'll be okay with that. I can't believe he did that. So, I think it's an awful play, really. Now I'm putting this down in taunt mode. So it doesn't die that easily. And we have the combo in hand, so I predict a win.
All upon us.
Is someone injured?
Well played. For the wild.
And for those people that complain that Zoe it's almost like a bot deck and that you can play it without skill, well, this kind of deck is not that far from that statement either, because you're only looking for the combo almost, and you're trying to control the board by putting a lot of taunt and forcing sometimes your opponent to attack into it, so it's almost the same for me. I'm just checking the list so I don't forget the cards while I'm playing, because I only put this together last night. And for a quick explain, so Innervate, Wild Growth, you know what those do, they put you ahead. The Wrath to remove threats, the goal to mostly to deal with spiders right now, and it synergizes well with Acolyte of Pain, although this card alone it's not that great on the third turn in this deck, really. And I'm not entirely sure if it's the right option, but if you look down on the list, you got the Big Game Hunter, the Harvest Golem, and these cards were, the Swipe and the Keeper too, were in the last versions of the deck. The Azure Drake I cut down one because I'm playing Acolytes, because my 5 mana slot has many more cards than before. We have the Druid, the Faceless Loatheb, that, well, has won me some games. The Belcher because he's a 2-for-1, 5 mana. I don't know which one is better. the Belcher or Druid of the Claw. My favorite it's the Druid still, because you can give it charge, and it has the kind of flexibility that I want in the deck. But I think I'll be keeping at least one Belcher. It's really hard to get through, and it has awkward numbers, so it's harder to remove than most things. That 5 health and then the 2 health from the slime. Well, just great. Force of Nature to Savage Roar, one Force of Nature, because, well, I think when you get 2 in hand, it's really awful, and you'll get to go through the deck faster than usual. And then Kain Bloodwolf, Ancient Lore for the draw, and Ragnaros for a finisher, another finisher. It's like this. When you reach the turn number 8, you put down Ragnaros, and next turn, hopefully, you'll have Savage Roar and Force of Nature. And that's it for the deck. Let's try out some more games. Of course, I can explain the deck and try to make sense of stuff, but the truth is, it never works as intended. You have to
Malfurion versus Gul'dan.
to ponder then if changes are needed.
I must protect
In
the
theory, it should work. Well, I might cut one Acolyte of Pain. Sorry, I said Acolyte of Pink. The only thing that I struggle with is that difference between... Sorry. The difference between the one and the first and the third slot in the deck, where you don't have 1-drops, and it's really hard to find a 1-turn play. Do I want a ramp? No. And the reason I don't want a ramp is that I need to keep some kind of board presence. Yeah, I was kind of hoping he did not ping that.
safeguard the
And that was the advantage of playing without ramping. And if he doesn't play anything...
You shall not pass.
Oh, that... Is it now turn to... Yeah, I think it is. Because next turn we'll have 7. I think it's good enough.
Nature's wrath.
Job's done. Have enough mana.
It says here that I have 2 and here that I have 1.
Why do you go?
So if I send this... Well, I can suppress the damage by playing Force of Nature, but only run 1 in the deck. I won't be that happy, but sometimes it's the best play.
Feel nature's wrath.
I'll keep the tokens around. It's kind of a bummer because, well, it's well played by him. It's forcing me to play stuff that I don't want to. It's always nice. And I guess I'll go low tap. And
Feel nature's wrath.
making that the Hellfire doesn't come out. If he runs it, and next turn I'll have 12 damage plus 7.
I wonder.
And I think that's it. Let me think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, sorry. Yeah, that's lethal.
Where shall I strike?
Feel nature's wrath.
Only because he gave us the token, because he should have kept Leroy in hand. So we won against Zoo. It's kind of a surprise, though. Maybe he wasn't that great a player. I'm sorry, whoever you are. Or maybe I was lucky. I never know when I'm lucky. Okay, I know when I'm lucky. I'm lucky when Ragnaros, it's the face and leaves every other creature on the board.
Malfurion versus Malfurion.
I must protect the wild. Nature will rise against you.
So Swipe is going back and the Drake is going back. I'll keep the Ghoul and the Acolyte, because some Druid decks are running the spiders, and that might actually be good. And the acolyte, because, well, we want the gold to ping the acolytes. Now, do I take it slowly? Yeah, I'll take it slowly. I'll play the gold first. I thought about putting out the acolyte. And, hey, and you play the wrath on it, so. And I'm playing this because I'm hoping he silences it, and I can throw out the Belcher next turn.
I must safeguard the land.
See? Actually, maybe I'll coin out the... Yeah, that seems better.
Where shall I strike?
I don't know if it's better, but it seems better.
Where shall I strike?
Interesting choice.
For no one.
Probably should have played that a little different, but
I must safeguard the land.
let's make him deal with that. He doesn't have silences, so next turn I'll be dropping the Drake and Wrath.
I am ready to learn.
Am I dropping the Drake though? Yeah, I'll be dropping the Drake. And the reason behind that is that I have the combo in hand. And if I can't remove the board, if I can't remove the board on his side,
Time
I'll be in
for
bad
no
shape.
one. Sorry about that.
I'm kind of torn. Because in one hand I have a bunch of cards.
Job's done.
On the other hand, I don't want to face lethal.
I am ready to learn.
For the wild.
He might win if I'm not careful, so...
Where shall I strike?
In a way I can simply throw down stuff and hope.
I see
I'm really in the tough spot right now, guys. This might be the better option. "13 damage on the board, really."
Where shall I strike?
Only one. Well played.
Well played. Well played.
I actually thought about playing that kind of deck with Power of the Wild, but it's great when it happens, but most of the times it won't happen for me, so I'll just be mad most of the times. So that's it with the experimental deck Ping Ping. See you guys later.